Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
All right, Soto, we're almost done. 3 more to go. What is your 4th movie that you saw in the last couple of weeks?
So fourth movie I saw came out in 2014. This is another movie that I saw clips of on TikTok, and I don't know if you know this about me. I don't know. I kind of feel like you would be on the same vibe. I'm sure we've talked about this, but as we talk about food a lot, pretty much in everything that we do. So have we talked about Cuban sandwiches at all?
No.
Like what my opinion? Have you ever had a Cuban sandwich?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, honestly,
Cuban
I can't. Yeah, I can't remember
A
having a
Cuban
Cuban sandwich.
sandwich is it's a sandwich. It's usually between, I believe, like French bread or something. But it is like it's roast pork and ham with Swiss mustard and mayo, and then the bread is buttered and kind of put into a panini. Oh, it's also got pickles too.
All right, I will say this right now. It doesn't sound too bad. Not a Swiss cheese fan, but just the sounds of it sounds okay to me so far.
Well,
Just
it's
the
the way
sound.
that the Swiss plays with everything. Like it's you know what I mean? It's like it blends in. But
Yeah.
there's only one way to make a Cuban sandwich, in my opinion. And in Lawrence, where I live, very Spanish community. It's mostly Dominican. Uh, there are a lot of Cubanos on the menu, and they usually have shit that's not supposed to be on it, like lettuce or tomato and shit like that. And it's usually very disappointing. There's only one good place that I have found in Lawrence that has a an actual Cubano, and it's funny because it's the place that shouldn't make the best one, because you would never think this, but it's this breakfast place called Carlene's. Carlene's Diner, which is your basic, like, just kind of basic breakfast fare place that you would find anywhere. Um, their lunch menu includes a Cuban sandwich, and their Cuban sandwich, the bread is made fresh by Tripoli's Bakery, which is also in Lawrence. And so they take the Tripoli's Bakery bread, freshly made, it's been there for 100 years, and they put it in a Cubano, and it is fucking, like, phenomenal. Just the flavor profile, it's just the best. The way the pork and the ham play together, it's just fantastic. And so that brings me to this movie, 2014 Chef, directed by Jon Favreau, also starring Jon Favreau.
I'm surprised I haven't heard this. I love Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau this is also available on Tubi as well. It's got John Leguizamo too, who I really enjoy, obviously, and I don't know how old this woman is, Sofía Vergara, but she is fucking gorgeous. I don't even know how she's allowed to be as gorgeous as she is, but she is fucking gorgeous. I have no idea. That's the most like unrealistic part about this, is that Jon Favreau, that's his ex-wife in this movie. He plays a burnt out chef. He's working at a fancy restaurant. Dustin Hoffman is in this, by the way. Restaurant restaurant owner. And same story you've heard all the time, right? Jon Favreau wants to make his own menu, and the owner is like, no, stick to the classics. They've got a food critic who's coming in who wants to see what Jon Favreau is all about. Jon Favreau wants to do all sorts of like new agey kind of progressive shit with food and really impress this guy, but then Dustin Hoffman's like, just play the classics. He ends up playing the classics, and of course, predictably, he ends up getting roasted by this guy on Twitter. Now, it was like kind of when Twitter was a newish thing, like 2014. So there's a lot of Twitter involved in this. So like the critic puts out this really scathing review about Jon Favreau's food, and Jon Favreau is like he's got an estranged kid, so he takes care of his kid on the weekends. His ex-wife is Sofía Vergara, and his kid is like showing him, oh yeah, this is what Twitter is, blah blah. Let me set you up with like a Twitter for your name. And he decides to go on Twitter, and he thinks that he's sending a direct message to the critic, but he's actually adding him like in public because he just doesn't know how to use a phone. And he's like, calls him out, and so they have this like showdown. and he's like, let me redo the food for you again. But then he gets like, he quits before the critic gets there. So he kind of just like basically, goes on his own and has to like rediscover himself, and also the relationship with his son. And the way he does that is he opens up a food truck in Miami and he just fucking makes and sells Cuban sandwiches. And his sous chef from his restaurant, John Leguizamo, comes and helps him out. And so, the rest of the movie is just kind of like he's recovering from being burnt out in a high pressure situation and just making comfort food, but then that comfort food's really like badass and delicious. And the cinematography for the food makes you wicked hungry. And it just makes me it's just so funny because it's just all about like he only does one thing in his food truck. And I think that the best places to get food tend to have the smallest menus. I don't know if that's your experience, but it's like do one or two things really well, right? And then just do that. Just that's it. Don't put a bunch of shit in your menu and do it like all half-assed. Just do one or two things really well, and go from there. Like we have I've talked about garlic breath pizza before, which is right here. They make a banging ass pizza, man, and when their pizza's gone, it's sold out. Like when they're out of materials, they close. And that's like the most like purest like thing ever, and it's like that's the soul of chef as well. Is just enjoy doing really one good thing. Story wise, I don't know. I mean, it was a very lightweight movie. I enjoyed it. There was nothing about this movie that made me nervous or gave me anxiety. It was just like, oh, okay, cool, this is happening. Oh, I really like Cuban sandwiches. Okay. Oh yeah, he has kind of a weird relationship with his son. Okay, I know that shit that happens. Oh, okay, that's nice. They kind of have understanding, and then it just ends like on a happy note. But I mean, this doesn't make it a bad movie. It was very enjoyable. It's just kind of also forgettable. But where would I rank this? I think is the question, right?
It's the question.
That's
actually should be the name of the podcast of this series. Where do I rank this? We say that a lot.
Where do I rank it?
Where do I rank this?
Well, because I don't know. Where the fuck? As this list gets bigger, it just becomes ridiculous to be like, oh, this is better than all these 40 movies. Like would I watch this again? I think I'm gonna put this right under Companion at 21. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And also, another thing that Chef has going for it, it's like 90 minutes.
That's always good.
That's always a plus. It's like, okay, you got in, you got out, you told the story. I mean, look, if you want a simple movie that's like, and you're into food, check it out. I don't think it's better than The Menu. I think The Menu was a little bit more interesting and darkly humorous, but I thought it was perfectly fine for what it did.
I think the darkly humor is what made The Menu. It's almost saved The Menu because
it has to. Yeah. Well, and Ray Fiennes too. I mean, Ray Fiennes is great.
No, it's actually a decent cast. Like the acting was definitely great. I think the story was a little absurd, but yes.
Absurd, yeah. But the sous chef's like, I have to kill myself as part of this menu. Like, oh my god.
Well,